Hey guys, it's Steve here, and this video is going to be showing you an alternative way of creating an opt-in form for the sidebar of your blog. Okay, this is more for people who want maybe a prettier looking image, if you like, or something other than this kind of standard looking opt-in form here. Now, using the same principles for the lightbox form that we created in the earlier video, you can of course create exactly the same form to go in your sidebar on your blog. Okay, so you can create something very similar to that, like say the pop-up one, just using it in the sidebar instead. So all I've done at the moment is I've worked out the dimensions for what the width is of this form, and like I say, I'm using the Google Chrome browser, so I'm just going to select this option here, some text. I'm going to inspect the element, and I know that by hovering over the different elements here, I can see that the width of the editable area minus the padding is 275 pixels wide. Okay, so that is the width I have created for my form, and now I'm just going to upload the media, as I didn't show you that in the video earlier as well, so it's good just to recap on this. I'm going to open the Add New Media tab in a new window, and then I'm just going to find out actually where I put that image. So you bear with me a second. I believe I called it Sidebar Optin. I'm just going to drag that image in. So you can do that by dragging images in from your desktop, or you can select files and navigate to them wherever they're stored on your computer. Okay, so I'm going to click edit on that, so you can see the graphic here. So again, this is the graphic I'm going to put in my sidebar. So very similar concept. Struggling to get traffic, grab my free training, enter your name and email below, and I'll send you the videos, and blah 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 blah. Okay, now the only thing that can essentially go wrong on this part is that I haven't left enough space in this box here. Okay, so we will be mindful of that when we're creating the pop-up form inside, or the actual form inside of Aweber. So say dimensions of this form are 275 wide and 500 in height. So I'm going to copy the URL that's here, just double click and then right click and copy, and inside of Aweber I'm going to go to sign up forms, and I'm going to go to create a sign up form, and then in the form type it's going to be an inline form, so it appears within the current web page body. I'm going to change this, if I remember, I think it was 275. And before I go and edit this section here, I'm going to go for, see if I can select just a popular one for now, and I'm going to choose this one here. Let's see if I can get an alternative color for the button. I'll just leave it as red, I think, for now, because we are going to be using, say, an alternative background on this, so the grey won't appear. Now I'm going to turn off the powered by, the privacy, the footer and the header, so we're left with just the standard form. Okay, I'm going to have to change this again to 275 because it's reset itself, and then under the body section here, say select body, click advanced, and I'm going to paste in the URL that we copied for the image. Okay, so this is from our media, so it's this URL I'm copying because this is the background we want to apply. Okay, so that's added that image now to the back of our form. And again, what we need to do here now, I'm just going to select this to be in the center. Okay, so that we have the center of the image in the middle of our screen. Okay, it just makes it easier sometimes for managing the padding, because once you change the padding, of course it's going to have positioned the image in a different part of the page, which can make it a bit tricky to recreate. So as far as I'm concerned, the padding on the left and the right is probably going to be fine. It's close to the edge, but it fits neatly within the form. Okay, so I don't need to do anything with that. But what I do need to change is where they'll start and where they'll finish. Okay, I'm not sure, given by what I've got here, whether enough room has been left in that center of that form. Okay, so that's the only thing, like I say, that can go a little bit wrong. Now just have a look at the image as a whole. So it's 500 pixels high, so I want the form obviously to appear in this section here. So I'm going to add a lot of padding to the top. So I'm going to probably add around, let's say, 300 padding to the top. Obviously I'm not 100% sure, it's just a guess. And then I'm going to add something like 75 pixels at the bottom, just to get above the spam notice at the bottom. So let's give that a try. So we'll say 300 from the top. I haven't actually undone the chains. As you can see, it's matched it on the other side. That was the issue with doing it that way. So if I take that out and just leave that at 75, now I know that I need to allow more from the top, I believe, or if I just reduce the bottom section there, just change that to 25. Okay, we're pretty close to where we would have wanted it to have been. Maybe if I go up to a bit higher. But the problem I have is that I didn't allow myself enough room in the form here for that to sit neatly. Okay, so that is something, like I say, we might have to consider when you create your forms yourself, and that's, like I say, allowing enough room in the padding areas on the form. Okay, so let's see if I can change the buttons and see if I can say restart that process again. So let's go to the body and advanced. Let's paste in the URL again, remembering to choose it from the center. Maybe these lines will be a bit closer this time, so like I say, I'm going to leave those blank. Let's select 300 pixels from the top, and if I select 50 pixels from the bottom, but I know that the form has reset the width, so let's go back and change that to 275. Okay, and let's go back now to the body of the form, go to advanced. Let's try increasing the pixels from the top to 350, maybe a little bit less. Let's try 335. Okay, we're getting close actually, and this form appears to actually sit better in these options here as well. That might have been because on the other one we had the name of the field above the opt-in box, and on this one it's actually sitting to the side, probably making the lines a bit thinner. Okay, as well as the fact it had quite a large opt-in button as well for signing up. So that could pretty much pass as being exactly where we need them to be. Just to see if the labels are, we're able to get those a bit closer. And what I'm going to try and do then is just move the padding over from this side so that the forms actually look a bit neater. So if I try 25, there we go, 35 on there, and that kind of looks evenish on either side. And I'm just going to move the submit button over to that side. Yeah, it looks better on that side, I think. It's not perfect. You can use your own buttons if you've got one as well. You could create a large submit button across the bottom, and that would be your own sort of option there. There are some things, like I say, you can create buttons on. There is a button generator website, if I remember what that is. So let's just go to Google and see if we can find one. So free button creator. We'll try this one, the Button Factory. I'm just going to put in here, grab your free training. Gosh. And just choose, not quite sure what these other buttons. It's quite a nice text. And we'll leave that as it is. We do want to change the colour of the button. Like I say, again, this is all going to be down to your preference as to what you want to do. Let's see if we can find a nicer green. And I'm going to create the whole button in that green colour. let's change the bottom section as well to a green. So we just have a solid green button, and we'll give it a shadow. I wonder if we're able to change the colour of the font. I'm sure we are somewhere. Colour of the font. Let's change the font to black, and let's remove the text shadow so it's just nice and plain. Output as an image in PNG, which means it'll have a clear background on it. And let's see if we can download that button. So that's downloaded there. So if we go back to our WordPress site now, we can upload this button. Okay, and again, what we want to do here, because we're going to copy this button, is to copy this URL and go back into Aweber, and where it's asking for a button image, we'll delete the text that's there and paste in our new button and have that add that button in. Okay, now obviously that's too wide. I need to create a button that's say 250 at the most wide. Where's the button website gone? Here. Okay, there must be a way to change the width of this button somewhere. If I can't seem to find one on here, but in the edit media option here, if you want to edit this image, we can click edit image there, and on the scale image section we'll change these numbers to 250 and hit scale. That's altered the course of our button. If we hit update, that's updated that button now. So we'll just copy this URL again just to make sure, and we'll go back to Aweber now. We'll take out that address that's in there, paste in our new one, hit enter, and we've got a new button in there. And that was, nice, quick, easy way to do that. Okay, we'll save our form, and we'll click go to step 2. So this, we'll put this as blog sidebar, and we'll just put custom after it, custom traffic, because that's what I'm offering. And I'll hit save my form and go to step 3. I will install my form, and I'll copy this script text here. Going back to our website, let me just close some of these down. So it's the widget section. So what I'm going to do on here is I'm going to change this form to the new one that we've just created. So this subscribe to my blog one, I'm going to remove the title, and I'm going to delete this text that's there and paste in the new one and hit save. So now when I go back here and refresh, we should see that this orange header is gone, and we'll have our nice new form appearing quite a way down the page here on the left hand side. So fingers crossed, let's see if it worked. There we go. That's our new Optin form, customized to the graphic that we created with like I say, the nice image, and we've even added a custom button in there as well. So I've done more in this training than I actually planned to. So that's all good news. Like I say, you can play around with this and get it a bit more custom if you like, and tailor it to the needs of whatever you want to do. So personally, I think now that when somebody lands on my website, that's going to be quite easy for them to spot. Like I say, you can play around with colours and see what gets most attention, but there are some tools as well which we'll look at in later videos about where you can monitor where people are going on your website and use something that's known as heat mapping. Now, but like I say, we'll cover that later on. So that's it for this video. Thanks again for watching. If you are struggling with any point with getting the padding and things right, don't hesitate to get in touch with our support desk, and we'll help you through that process as well. Okay. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.